If you're looking for the cheapest coins in Madden 23, head over to AOEAH.com. They are fast and reliable. And make sure to use code WOLF for 3% off. Link is in the description. In today's video, I'm going to teach you guys how to read defenses like a pro. I do this a lot and I adjust my offense to what I see, because what you need to understand are the weaknesses within that coverage. Now, before we get into it, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, become members. The full detailed offensive scheme, the Wild Trio Week, and the defensive $3-2, two of the most powerful formations in Madden 23 that beats the meta. One of the best Madden players uses the Wild Trio Week. I use pretty much the same setup, so make sure you check that out in the membership section. And the defense is in there. There's a looping blitz. It's a 4-man that no one knows about yet, that I'm not trying to put out there into the public, just for members only, just so they don't patch it so fast when they finally nerf this nickel 3-3 linebacker blitz of 0, because that's coming. And I don't think it's going to affect the one that I use. So we'll see. Now, to read defenses like a pro, it's very important you understand the weaknesses to what you see. So let's try to understand the defenses one by one. Cover 2, cover 3, cover 4. Let's just take it through the stages. Cover 2 zone defense. Let me just show you guys, okay? What you look for. Now, when the defense comes out into their formation, let's just assume they're picking cover 2. You're going to notice what I want you to do is first look at the safeties. You have 2 safeties. In a cover 2, you'll have 2 deep halves. They're called deep zones. They look like that, and they guard half the zones. Both of them guard half of the field. So they are responsible from the middle of the field to the left side on the left side, and then middle to right. So that's deep halves. Okay, now this coverage is ideal for clogging up the inside, right? And it's very weak over here in this corner, and it is very weak versus flood concept offensive plays. Now, the way I'm able to tell right off the bat is I look at the safeties, but the ones that really give it away are your corners. You see Jackson over here on the left side, he's about 5 yards back in a zone coverage, okay? 5 yards back Wilson. Now, if we were running a spread formation, he would probably be over here with the receiver. So typically you're gonna see this a lot. And the way you're gonna attack that, and I'm not gonna go too much into how to beat it. I'll post clips and plays for you to how to beat it, but you want to attack these backfields over here. Right here is going to be your best bet, okay? In this corner, you can also throw one-play tutties. Now the mid-read is going to drop back here unless he sees that there's no prioritization or a threat. He will drop down here and guard like an in route. So it's just going to be dependent. If a post comes over the middle, he may take it or he may not. It's very, very, it's up to him on what he decides to do. Now you can change that by making adjustments, but we're not talking about that today. Now, where you want to attack this cover 2, once you read it, you see it 5 yards back. Look at the corners. You want to attack it with a flood concept, which you put a low and a high route on the left side, so it'd be like a flat route and then a deep out route or a corner route. Or you want to streak past this cloud flat because he'll stop here and then he'll come down. You want to beat him with your wide receiver down the line on the left side, down the sideline. So that's how you attack it, and that's how you identify cover 2 defense. You can also attack underneath in the middle with like drag routes or in routes, something simple like that. Now the cover 3 defense is a very easy giveaway. It mimics cover 1, so be careful when you're reading this, okay? You have to be very careful when you're reading these defenses, because if you're wrong, you're probably gonna throw a pick if you don't know what the hell to do. Now, in a cover 3, these guys are backed off. Now, they're not always backed off, and these are your outside thirds, but they're backed off most of the time 5 to 10 yards like this. But the way cover 3 is given away is you see this triangular formation with these corners and safeties right here. You see what I'm saying? They make a triangle, these guys up here. See, I'm clicking and highlighting them. Okay, that's a tall tale sign of how to attack the cover 3. Now, the way you attack cover 3 is with the seam routes, the weakness past the hook curls right here. You also can run kind of a flood concept, but you're going to need you're going to need a streak. You're going to need a clear out route. And that clear out route can be any one of these 3 wide receivers that are closer to him, because if you use like your inside receiver, your far inside receiver, right? If you use him, this guy will still sit low. It won't activate him to push that route on a streak. However, if you use one of the other receivers closer to him, put him on a streak, you can clear him out this way, and then you can run a little flood concept to the left. What people like to do a lot is they like to run curl flat concepts, which work really well. However, the AI is smarter in cover 3 now, so be careful. You make sure you want to have a clear out route And all you're doing really is just forcing him to play his deep blue. Now let's talk about cover 4 defense. Cover 4 defense, very easy to tell. All right, and I like to play against it. Cover 4 quarters kind of mimics the same. But cover 4 defense, let's just do cover 4 drop because people are going to use that one a lot. And I wonder if it's a nickel 3-3. So let's just go back to our formations. 3-3. Where are we at? Cover 4. Okay, cover 4 drop to the right. And the way you're able to tell this one is these guys are backed up like 10 to 15 yards. You see these corners out here? You have a shell. It's like a cover 2, but these guys are backed off further than cover 2. They're further than the 5 yards that you see from a cover 2. So this is a tall tale sign that it's cover 4. And the way you want to attack cover 4 is underneath. Flat routes, drag routes, angle routes, in routes, out routes. You know what I mean? Anything of that nature in the middle of the field. And here's what I mean. Let me get on a safety so you guys can actually see. We can run double flat routes, cancel the play action, so you actually see how to attack this. And we take this to the outside. Boom, like that. Now, some cover 4s react differently. Like the cover 4 drop does have a matchup principle setting. It's not like others, but you can cancel that by putting zone drops and having it work like a regular cover 4. But the only problem is that you are going to get cooked underneath. So using your running back against cover 4 is going to be crucial because you'll get this type of space against that cover 4 defense. So remember to identify the cover 4 defense like this with the shell. You'll see a cover 4, what they call the cover 4 shell. These guys are backed up far. This guy's backed up far, and you know how to attack it, which is going to be your underneath routes as well. So tacking over the top is usually, you can do it against cover 3 if you know the glitches, because cover 3 is a glitchy defense. However, everything else is, you want to attack underneath, running seam routes, in routes, drag routes, concepts, right? The Omahas, all that good stuff. The LB Blitz 2 and how to identify man defense is very simple in this Madden, okay? You're going to notice the alignment of the defense just looks weird, how everybody's kind of sitting low. When you see this look right here, this is a man blitz. And this is going to be for almost every man blitz in the game. You see the alignment of the defense, how it just looks awkward. It doesn't even have to be the LB Blitz from the nickel 3-3, okay? It can be any man blitz. So if I come to concept and I come to man blitz, and let's just pick, I guess we'll pick nickel over and pick the same play. It's going to be the same thing. You see how these guys are sitting low? Our zones aren't anywhere. Everybody looks like they're in attack mode, like they're in aggressive stance. And that's what you need to identify. When you see that and you're running a formation like trips, you need to get out of it into maybe a compressed set. Maybe, let's see what we have here. Something that we can max protect out of. If you don't do that, right, you're going to need a quick out route. Very, very quick. So right here, people like to run tight offs at tight end, right? And then you want to attack with like quick drag routes, out routes, in routes. And what they do is they'll bring their tight end and they'll block him, block the running back. And now you have a good way to stop this man defense. And then I'll run like double drags like this. Now we have a max protect against that defense. And now we can attack it this way and go for that. Now receivers getting hit and stuff like that, it's just part of the RNG in the game. But I'm trying to give you guys the best situation to try to counter it, especially against man defense. And that is the quickest way to tell, is just the look. When you see this kind of look, just know they're coming for you. Now, better players, right? They're going to put certain players in different coverages. They may not even send nobody at you, right? Like they could put their blitzers on a curl flat, something like that, to make it look like they're gonna blitz, but they'll go into coverage. However, you need to treat it like it's a full-on man blitz and be prepared for it with your man beating route. So understanding how the man defense works is crucial. Now, in some cover 1 defenses, it mimics the cover 3. Sometimes it doesn't. It just depends. It just depends on the alignment. So maybe like this cover 1 contain from nickel over. Yeah, okay, you see, we kind of get like a cover 3 look right here. It's in half the instances, you're gonna get a different look. You're gonna get like a base cover 2 man look, but you're going to be able to tell that it's man because the way these guys are lined up right here on your receivers, they are in a man position. And if you want to test for man defense, okay, this is how you test for man defense. They do this in the NFL. They do this on purpose. Is you want to go ahead and put B like on a drag, and then you want to motion him across the field. If the person that's guarding him is in a man defensive look, if it's man defense, he's going to follow him across the field. If it's a zone defense, he's not. He's going to back up. So we do this. He actually didn't follow, which is interesting because he is manned up to him. You see that? And now he's going to get cooked down the field, which is going to be his own fault. Let's try it again. Maybe it's because I was on him, but let's try it again. All right, here we go. Let's just motion him across. I'm not even gonna make an adjustment. Let's motion him across. Okay, now he follows. See, that's the way it's supposed to go. That's how you know it's man defense, and you can start to look for routes that beat man defense. I didn't put no man defensive beaters out there, but you can do that if you want. Now, you see these deep posts against man defense. When you see like cover one and someone's running it on you, right? You can actually attack it this way with this type of play by putting B like on a slant, and then motioning him across, put Y on a slant like this, motioning this guy across, and then you can look for your deeper post routes. So you'll have these types of routes open, B, things like that, man. Easy money. That's how you attack the cover ones. And if they're man blitzing you, you got to get into a formation where you can actually block these type of defensive plays. Now, the cover one doesn't always look like that, so be careful and be ready. Now, if you're on defense and you want to hide, how your defense looks every time and you're like a zone player, you can do that by going to auto alignment, setting it to base. So if you look at a formation like 3-4, no matter what play you come out in, it's always gonna look the same. So if we pick a cover 2, it's gonna look like a cover 4 or a cover, whatever the base alignment is, it's going to look like that. So let's go ahead and do, you know what, it's not a good formation to try that with. Let's just do nickel over, okay? Because it's got pretty much all the base stuff. But let's go ahead and do Tampa 2. Okay, so Tampa 2, remember 5 yards back the corner should look. Let's see how they look in a base setup. They look like cover 4. You see what I'm saying? So in a base look, it looks like a cover 4 every single time, no matter what. I'm gonna come out in a cover 3, and I recommend that if you're playing defense and you're gonna run a cover 3, you have your auto defensive play call to on. So you see the cover 3 right here, in its base look, it's gonna look like a cover 4. It's not gonna give it away. It's still gonna look like a cover 4. Very important information for you guys to understand and learn, because it is crucial, my man, that you understand all this and reading defenses like a pro. I hope I helped you guys, man. I'm sure I left a lot of stuff out, but to try to compress this all into a video, like a shorter video, as short as I can make it, I think it's important for you guys to understand it and then try to give you little tips on how to attack it. So drop a like, subscribe, become members. Love you guys, man. Peace.